Welcome to the Beach House with Mo and Steph. Come on in, pour yourself a drink, and join us out on the deck as we inspire, encourage, and empower one another to live authentic, audacious, above-only lives. It's all right here at the Beach House. Welcome to the Beach House with Mo and Steph, and we are here for part 2 of Becoming with our special guest, with our special guest,
Oh, good.
Milagros, aka Millie. We are here for part 2 because, one just wasn't enough. So hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hello again, ladies. And thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for having me on the show again. I really appreciate it. And yes, we needed a part 2. We may even need a part 3. But
I know, right? We just might need like a part 12 or something. I don't know.
You gotta love it.
I know there's going to be lots of parts.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So, we get the gist down of how we came to be. So let's just get into the whole becoming of this new butterfly that's coming out of the cocoon. Monique talked about the last show, how it's like being in a cocoon. And, we started off as this little caterpillar, and now the butterfly is emerging. Mm-hmm. So let's get into, how this new season of life is looking. Shall we?
Yeah, we shall.
We shall.
Bright. I need new sunglasses for this because it's too bright.
Ooh, child. So
you might have to get real sunglasses that cost real money.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, see, you're already ahead.
I'm gonna start off with the question for everybody. That
all right.
What do you think is the biggest struggle that you faced during this season of life right now?
I'll start off because it's something that it's really been a challenge. When you work for a particular company for as long as I did, I didn't know how much I identified with this company and felt so lost after I chose to retire or accept an early retirement package. Because by the way, remember when I told you, ladies, in part 1 that Honey had said in 6 months we'll know? Within 6 months, American Airlines offered me a retirement package. And it was like him talking to me saying, you see, I told you in 6 months we'll know. It was like him saying, Mama, take the package. Mi amor, take that package. You don't need to go back to work.
That's wild.
It is wild. So, but guys, I was so lost because I didn't know how much I identified with this job, with my customers, with the coworkers. I felt so out of place. Like, what do I do next? I don't even know what I'm doing next. First, I don't even feel like doing anything next right now because I'm so broken right now. I'm just so broken. What do you want me to do? What do I do? So it was finding my identity, my self-identity again of like really who I am outside of work, outside of parenting, outside of outside of marriage, partnership, outside of all of that, like removing all those layers and like finding the true flower that we are. Like, I was at a day retreat yesterday, and one of the things that I shared at the end was, um, after that retreat, it's like how are you feeling, or what did you get out of whatever? And I literally told them, if you can picture in your mind's eye like a flower that you've had, let's say you've had a bouquet of flowers on your desk, on your table, or whatever for a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the outside petals start to wilt.
Mm-hmm.
I feel after this retreat and this year, to be honest, that all those old petals have been removed. All those
Mm.
old petals, one by one, have been removed. But the flower is still intact, like the inner part of it. So it's like I still see the beautiful flower. And then when I put it up to my nose, I still smell that beautiful aroma. That's how I feel. Like the inside
Wow.
of me is like a beautiful rose blooming. I mean, my aroma is just like lingering, and I'm attracting all these beautiful people. So that's how I feel. That this
I
I
like that.
I am in total agreement with you
Yes, me
because
too.
I felt the same way. It's like I've been a wife for 28 years. I've
Mm-hmm.
been a mother for all this time. Two of my kids are now married. One of them is engaged. And what am I supposed to do? I mean, we literally just did a podcast
Mm-hmm.
on the seasons of parenting, and the final stage is retirement for parents.
We
And
are there.
so I've been retired from my parenting job. I've been retired from my wife job, and I'm pretty much retired from my business job because my son has taken that over. And I'm thinking, what do I do? What am I supposed to be doing? Who am I? And so that struggle of who am I now, coupled with, oh my gosh, my best friend, my love is gone, and I feel so lonely, so alone. Not even like lonely. I think there's a difference between lonely and alone. I
Yes.
feel so alone.
Yes.
And it's like that's been the hardest thing for me to deal with. But at the same time, like you said, this flower is just blooming and it's beautiful.
Yep.
The person that's coming out.
Woo.
Yeah. I
Oh,
feel the same. It's funny. It's like we're all three in the same realm, but like different puzzle pieces.
correct.
Because for me, my husband didn't pass. It's an ex-husband, and so the shatterness of what was going to be
Yeah.
is shattered,
Mhm.
like right. And then after that, I was mom of five. Had a business, couple of businesses, stay at home. And now have seven grandkids. All my kids are grown.
Wow.
The top three are married. One is engaged, pretty much, and then my other son, he's just chilling and growing, right? And I went to culinary school for the
Mm.
fun of it. I didn't
Oh,
go to it to make a career of that at all. At all. Knew nothing about the culinary field, how it was, how that played out. Didn't realize it was a man's world. Culinary
Mhm.
is very
It is.
may I?
male typical.
When did you do that,
And
by the way, Monique? The
hmm,
culinary. When did you do the culinary school, by the way?
I did culinary school. Oh my gosh, maybe 15 years ago,
Okay.
back
Wow.
way before we had the TV with the shows or whatever. And so I went to there just for the fun of it because my kids were older and I just wanted to do something for myself, right? And so then ended up getting a divorce and applying for a job before we left California at the university that I went to when I was younger, and that was a Christian university. And I just walked we were still at that point where you could just walk your resume over. And I just talked to the chef and handed it to him. I said, if you have something, then, I've been a business owner. I'm new to the chef world, but business is business. Did that. And then, left California. And this was before we got divorced. And this is like the last stage of it. And then we ended up having to get a divorce. And then he calls and he's like, hey, we have a restaurant that we want you to run and we want you to chef over and whatever. Can you get back here? I was like, wait, what? The Lord had already planned it out.
Already set
I'm
up.
like, what? Literally the day after.
What?
I made the decision. Boom. God was like, I got you. And so I was like, okay, let me get back to California. And so I came back to California. I lived in a bedroom. I had nothing. Everything I owned fit in a car, a little Honda. That's 27 years of being with somebody fit in a Honda, right? I'm just like, wowzer on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm living in a bedroom with one of my friends. They were with Young Life. I don't know if you ever heard of that. That's like a Christian organization or whatever. Okay. So I'm by Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
And I have to go to Azusa. That drive is like
not close.
A nightmare every single day. I've never ran a restaurant in my life. I've never had to do chef work, and none of this computer, not ordering, none of it. The whole job was stuff I've never done in my life. But the Lord was like, I have prepared you for this. And everything just kicked in. Even the motherhood stuff, all that organization stuff that we do as a mom.
Yes.
Same as running a business. Wow. And so started doing that. And then the school, like years later, I think I was there for, I don't know, 10 something years. And then they started, right when pandemic hit, it started going down, enrollment. And then there was some finagling, some crazy stuff that went on to the point where I'm like, I got to get out of here. Right. And I got injured. And so my total job changed because it retired me from a chef. And then I became a manager over a department that does the other side of the food. So like your meal plans and all that stuff like that, right? On a computer. Like me and Steph were talking in one of the shows. I knew how to turn on a computer, order and get out 100% computer, right?
Wow.
So I learned all of that. So that's a whole nother change in my life. So we're on change 3 now. And so then after that, the pandemic hit. Then I'm like, okay, this school, and I was an essential. So I was still going there. Even though there's no students, you're still there because school still goes on. It's just online now, right? And so then I'm doing all of that. I'm over the department on my own now because we only hired student workers. They're gone.
Yes.
So I'm running a department by myself.
Whoa.
And so I'm like, okay, this isn't working out because they're starting to make us have to do furloughs. And so after the second furlough, I'm like, And so the Lord's like, okay, I want you to get ready. I'm like, okay, get ready. What do you mean?
Get ready.
I want you to get ready. So I'd already done 2 furloughs, and those furloughs were only for 2 weeks. And the school, that's what they were doing, just furlough, right? And so then she called me in and she said, I want to, my boss is shaking. She's just like, she doesn't want to tell me this, but she's like, I have to put you on a 3-month furlough. I'm like, excuse me? And so I sat there and I was just like, And like I said, the Lord prepares you. Yes. I had already had my unemployment lined up. So when I was on furlough, I would go on my unemployment and put it in there. I kept putting little things in there every 2 weeks that just kept it going, right? The Lord's like, just keep this going because you never know, right? So I told her, I said, okay, like, you know what? That's cool. Just do the furlough. Just make sure you line it up with my paychecks. I said, because I never stopped my unemployment. I just kept saying I had a job. And then, it lined up perfectly. God just planned it out, right? And so I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? He's like, why don't you treat this like you're retired? What would you do if you were retired? I was like, oh.
Ooh. So do you think that the main struggles that you were going through was just having to juggle all the different changes that were coming so
Yes,
quickly.
constantly, constantly. Because
So many.
after that, before I came back to work after the furlough, girl, I looked for another job and got another job working from home, 100% computer, change what, 5-4, whatever. And so I'm seeing how this is going. And then how many months ago, Steph? 2 months ago, that
Yeah.
job
July.
eliminated that job. So I've had 2 job eliminations. And I'm just like, dude, I am tired of this. I'm like, I'm retired. And then,
Wow.
but before that, Steph and I were doing the podcast and
Wow.
everything, God was lining everything up. And so, like how you said, you had that period of like, what the heck do I do? I've never not worked.
Yeah.
I've never not done that. And the Lord's like, be patient, breathe. I got something for you. And it'll flare up a little bit sometimes, but I'm just like, I know he's got a plan. I know he's got a plan. And I'm in that same season where there's nothing, but I'm taking care of my granddaughter, which if I wasn't taking care of her, it wouldn't slow me down enough to where I wouldn't walk in front of God before letting him do what I have to do. Because I told Steph, I feel like I'm not productive. She's like, you're taking care of a baby. I'm like
all day, every day.
But because that's a habit and I'm used to like I said, 5 kids stay at home. But the Lord's like, just slow down, just breathe, be still.
Yeah.
So I'm at that where I'm sick of stuff being taken away. And so I'm like reclaiming what has been stolen. That's where I'm at. And
I think that actually goes into the next thing, because I was going to say, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned about yourself during this time? And for you, it's like, I'm not letting anybody take anything from me anymore. I'm making my own way.
Yeah. My biggest lesson was, the first one was peace. And the second one was confirmation on, yes, I hear God's voice. Because a lot of times you're like, is that him talking? Is that okay? Is that just me? Is it, wait, what? No, all those times he's like, no, you were listening and you know my voice now. You know the temperament of my voice. You know the sound of my voice, because I only talk to you the way me and you talk. So now it's not even a question. It doesn't even flinch as a question. It's just like, oh, cool, let's do it.
I love
but before you're like, okay, wait, oh my God, wait, is that what I was hearing? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Oh my, you have that little bit of doubt.
Second guess yourself.
Yeah. It's like, is that really his voice? Man, that is powerful. When you know his voice, your daddy's voice, when he's talking to you as a child, there's no limits. There is no limit. And that's why Steph and I can just sit back and go, get the popcorn. Let's just watch what he's going to do. Because I don't even.
I love that.
Yeah.
To piggyback off of what both of you are saying, I have learned so much on believing in me. I didn't believe in me. All these years, I did not believe in me. I second guessed myself. I was like, wait, who was that? Who just said that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so quick to want to help someone else, uplift someone else, parent someone else, drop words of wisdom here and there to someone else. But what happened to you?
Yeah.
What happened to actually parenting you? I learned a new word throughout these past 4 or 5 years, which is reparenting yourself. A new phrase.
Yeah.
So I could heal my inner child. So this is also what's been happening. It's like going through my grief, all these years of the grief, the pain, the suffering after Honey's transition. It is healing my inner child. Heal those wounds, not just you missing me, mi amor, not just you longing for my touch, my kisses, my hugs, But healing that inner little Millie, that inner child,
Oh,
in order for you to move into what I'm moving you into. So you
yes.
hear my voice clearly without question. Don't ever question yourself ever again.
Yeah.
There's
Ooh, that's powerful.
so many lessons on that. And Dodash was also someone that confirmed for me, stop questioning yourself. Believe in you so wholeheartedly because God's got you, but you got to believe in you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
for those who are wondering, Dodash is a YouTube account of a lady who shares her story and is just out there encouraging people to get on YouTube and share their story and share their wisdom and share their knowledge that they have with the people around them.
And do it raw, unfiltered. What's the other? Authentically. Because
Yes.
Oh.
much of like, the God bless all the women or whatever, the guys, but they want to do the hair, the makeup, the nails. And she was like,
Mhm.
screw all that. I
Just be
want
you.
to just get on here and be me because God said He's got me. No matter, I don't have to put the wig or the eyelashes or the none of that. And
Right.
that's when her account went from 10,000 subscribers to over 40,000 subscribers in 2 months.
Mhm.
Wow.
She got on there speaking just wholeheartedly, genuine, raw, transparent, without any of that. That's what people are longing for. They're longing for us, our true selves, not the insecure part of us of I need to put some makeup on, otherwise people are not gonna like me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. We put on our little lipstick. I
Yeah.
love it when I have
Nice to put your best foot forward, but you don't need that.
some wisdom. It doesn't matter how you look. It's what's coming out that's going to
Coming out.
people, that's going to impact lives. So I'm on fire, girls. I don't know about you.
Serious. I think that's the biggest lesson that I learned for myself because my vision was always such a huge just weight on me, just trying to fit in with everybody and, you know, be invisible like Princess Diaries, you know? I just wanted to be
Perfect.
invisible and just blend in because I felt so different from everybody. And I think just this time without John, because he was my biggest cheerleader and just always encouraged me that, I was enough. And so this time that I've had without him, I think that's the lesson that I have learned is not only am I enough the way that I am, but I have always been enough and I have always done everything that needed to be done. I know how to get stuff done. And I started thinking, it's like all those times when I felt like, you don't know what to do. You were always the one doing it. I was always the one that was behind everything. It's like, when he said he wanted to open up a martial arts school for our family, I said, well, how hard could it be? Let's do it.
Mhm.
Just
And
jumped in.
I got on Google and I just started looking up, how do you start a business in Texas? And it's like when we got our home, I wanted a new home. I wanted a model home. And he didn't know how we were going to do it. And I'm like, Lord, you can show me how to do this. Let's do it. And it took getting out of the box and saying, hey, I'm willing to go to another state, but we could do this. And I thought to myself, everything that has been done in my life, the Lord showed me how to do it and I got it done. So it's like, there's nothing that you can't do, and there's nothing that you can't get accomplished, and there's nothing that you have to hide from. You
Mm.
are who you are. And it's like, if one eye is not the same as the other eye, or you can't see good enough, so what? So what? It doesn't matter because you get shit done, you know?
Yes.
No, but
You
seriously,
get it done, you know? So it doesn't matter.
the way you travel, like nothing, like, oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there. I'm like, what? Who are
And it's
you?
And that was
and
her
it's
big
like
that
that
was her
really
big
started
step
to
this
mess
year.
with me. Yeah, that really started to mess with me when I started having more issues with my vision back, this past year. And I feel like, that was like the enemy, like, okay, you're getting a little high, so we got to bring you down. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm still gonna make it happen. You're not gonna stop me. Still gonna make it happen.
Mhm.
And so I think that's the lesson that I learned about myself is that nothing can stop you except you.
Mm,
Don't let it happen.
And
sometimes.
can you imagine if you wouldn't have stepped out of the boat? How many
Mm.
people that you've helped so far, just with the app that you're talking, just the app that you're talking about that helps you to get where you want to go, right? Dude,
Yeah.
you know how many people that just like, wait, what? That they have that? Wait, that's a possibility?
And it's
And you
like,
tested it out. You
and
tested
I
that
sat
thing.
on that thing. I sat on that thing for months and months, probably close to a year. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't even know about this. I don't even know how that's gonna happen. But I'm like, you know what? It either works or it doesn't. Let's try it. And so I'm
If you
like,
didn't
okay,
try it here in your state,
I
this
try
shit
it on
gonna
the
go
airport.
travel somewhere.
And it was funny because I think it was 2021 because, after John passed away, Noah got sick, and that whole year was dealing with his illness and everything and recovery. And then right after that rolled into the pandemic. And so I think it was 2021. My mom was she had a timeshare and she was gonna go to Cabo San Lucas. And so she said, "You want to come with me?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And she said, "Well, do you want me to come to Texas and we can fly together?" And I said, "No, I'll meet you there."
Wow.
And
Wow.
I'm like, I don't even know where that came from. I don't even know where it came from, but I said, no, no, I'll meet you there. And it's like, that was pre-app. That was before I even had an app. And I'm like, girl, you don't know a lick of Spanish. But
Wow.
and you go fly to Mexico and can't see.
Oh,
And
Oh my
oh
make it
snap.
happen.
That is courageous.
But
That
it happened. It's like I found that when you step out of the boat, the Lord is on the water waiting for you.
I love that.
You just
Yeah.
got to step out. You just got to step out. And it's like from that moment on, I'm like, I'm on a plane, I'm gone.
I,
I am on a plane. And but the funny thing is, it's like I got this stuff down on the big stuff. And I was just talking to a friend today, and I was telling her, what's missing is the local. I got to get it down on the local everyday stuff. Because I'm
Wow.
like, the big stuff I got down, I will get on a plane in a hot second. But it's like, just going locally around my neighborhood. That's the part that I'm going to be working on next. So there's always something new to work on.
Yes,
yeah.
sir. But
But
wow, God
I
bless
can
you.
do it though. I can do it.
I had no idea that app existed until Stephanie told me about the app. I'm like, what? There's an app that does what?
I,
And it's like, I didn't know either. I just one night, I'm like, Lord, I need some help.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to find it. And I just got on Google and started saying, what apps are there to help visually impaired people?
Oh wow.
And I just started scrolling them and I downloaded a whole bunch and I'm like, nope, not this one. Nope, not this one.
oh wow.
And just trial and error. And I'm like, nope. And then I saw that one and I said, now this looks pretty good.
What's the name of it?
It's called Ira. There's actually two. There's one that's called Be My Eyes, which is a free app. And it works really good too. It works the same way. Only the things that I have heard is that, because it's volunteer based, you may not always find somebody. But the IRA app, AIRA, is a paid app, and they work it kind of like the minutes that they used to have on a cell phone. So you pay for your minutes, and it's 24/7. And so those people are paid, and they are all experienced in how to deal with visually impaired people. And so there's always somebody who'll pick up 24/7.
That's beautiful.
Oh, very nice.
Can you imagine someone thought about that?
So if we
Yeah.
could figure out how to make that app accessible without the minutes, without having to pay for it in that sense.
Like a
Oh,
big
that would be so
monthly
amazing.
payment, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's already a monthly payment, but it's like if you could, because like I do 30 minutes because I'm like, I don't know how many I'm gonna need, but it's like $50 for 30 minutes.
Oh,
And so you can imagine how fast 30 minutes could go. Now, they do have a lot of affiliates that are free. So, like at the airport, it's free. I think Target and Starbucks, it's free. So they're having more people that are adding on more and more as they go. But you can imagine, like, if you were really in need of help, that 30 minutes could go quick. So,
Yeah.
and so it just goes up from there. However many minutes you use, that the price goes up. So I know there's a way that they can do that to where it can accommodate more people. So it's just a matter of
Figure it
I
out.
might be the one to work that out. You never know.
I think you might be.
You just you just never know how that is. So
that is awesome. I love how you just did it. You went into action mode and you're like, I'm gonna figure this out. Because you're like, I love how you always say, I know how to do hard things. That is what you
yes.
say. I can do hard things and I know how to do hard things and I'm gonna do them. And you just do it.
And I guess that segues into the next question, how has your pain that you've gone through, how's it benefited you? And I know for me, it's made me a lot more resourceful because I've had to figure a lot of stuff out. It's also made me have a lot more grace towards people. I don't get upset with people like I used to. I don't have that, I don't know, that non-patience. I mean, people still work my nerves, but but I have a lot more grace for people. I don't know. I guess the word I'm looking for is things just don't phase me the way they used to.
Correct.
I don't get stressed and anxious over things like I used to. It's like, whatever. That's okay. That's all right.
Kind of like it is what it is. Oh well.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
What
And
about
I
you?
truly believe that it will be all right.
I love it. That's like when I was saying like faith it till you'll make it. Because for me it has definitely shown me my strengths and resilience. Like I had an idea that I was resilient and I had an idea that I was strong. No, no. This is a different level of strength and resilience. And I am literally every so often I will even hashtag what I feel that I am. The same title of the one of the books that I used to read with Honey, Warrior of the Light. I am a warrior of the light. I will not tire from doing good. I will never tire from doing good. But now, especially now that I know how strong, resilient, I will just, make my way through. When you're in hell, keep going so you can get to the other side. Don't stay in there. So I've learned to just, well, keep going. Don't stay right there. You gotta burn. Real keep going.
Well, you know how they talk about in life coaching that, to everything, there's an opposite side. So, we call it elegant blaming. And
Mm.
so if there's something that you feel like is just set you off and it's ruined your life, basically. But at the other side of that spectrum, that very same thing, it had to have done something that benefited you as well as destroyed you. There's something that you got from it that made you a better person. And
Wow.
so when you can take that and look at it that way, okay, yeah, this pain broke me in so many ways, but at the same time, it grew me
For me.
in so many ways. And it made me the person that I am today.
Yeah. I think the growing part of it is the growing closer to the Lord.
Mm.
Like depending on him 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning, not in the middle of the situation or the end of the situation. Okay, I guess you're left. Let me try you. No, at right before you even touch the doorknob, you're already trusting and you're just going with it.
Mm.
That's the part that's this year I've been learning because right now like I said, I take care of my granddaughter, but my daughter just did, and she has 3 kids, and she was pregnant with the third one, and she's like, okay, and they lived in Victorville, so now they came down the hill to look for a house that's not so far away.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so mom, would you like to go with us to look at a house and stuff? I'm like, oh yeah, cool. For me, I'm in my mind, I'm going, I haven't dream built in a long time. Let me go to some model homes, right? Right. That's what I'm doing, right? And
Yeah.
so we go and we're looking at this house. It's like, so could you picture yourself in this room here? And this. And I'm like, wait, what? She's like, okay. So me and James were thinking,
Here's the deal.
if here's the deal, if when we have Aaliyah, then would you mind like coming to live with us? Because my job, remember, I was working from home, changed my life. I can
Oh,
go anywhere,
oh, I love it.
anywhere, right?
Mhm.
And so she's like, yeah, you come stay with us and then just bank your checks and then save up to buy a house because that's like one of my big dreams.
Mhm.
And take care of Leah and work from home or whatever. I'm just like, oh,
Ooh.
so giving up my apartment,
Mhm.
I lived there for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was across the street from the university, right? Because as a chef, it's like your
Yeah.
hours are crazy. And
Yes.
so leaving that, which means leaving my independence, leaving your privacy, because now you have other people around you and you're dealing with other emotions, other people, because when you're by yourself, it's just you, right? And so doing that and then watching God just say, yeah, this is a good move. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Did that, worked from home from here for like, I want to say, what was it, Steph? Maybe 3 months, 4 months in, maybe 2 months in. Then that job
Uh-huh.
eliminated the job.
What?
Tell me God is not in
Oh,
this sucker.
always.
Where was I going to be with no job?
He just like carries us all over
He
the
just
place.
carried me up. Yeah. He's like, everything's going to be all right. He's
Like, I
like,
don't want to
relax.
tell her that her job is about to be gone because she gonna freak out. But yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
ease that
Like
in.
literally, they just on a Zoom call. Well, we'd like to tell you your jobs are going to be eliminated and and you have till July something something, and then on top of that, if you stay till the end, till July, and train the company, the outsourced company that's taking over your job, train them in what you do, then we'll give you a severance, and there you go.
You got to be
So
careful.
I have to go through the whole emotional of training other people, and not just one girl. It was like 5 people to do my one job. Train them, and then when July came, it was like boom. And I'm just and couldn't get another job. And it was funny because the company, they said, well, we're going to have it where you guys could try to find another job within that outsourced company. I already dealt with the outsourced company because that's what they did at APU. And it's just like, yeah, no. But they said we would find a job within there, right? So you go to look for the jobs and look for a job, and it says 2,056 people are looking for it. You're like, are you serious right now?
Oh.
So I left. There's no job, right? I got my sick leave because they pay you that out and everything, or whatever. And the Lord's like, just be cool. And the first thing he told me, I even wrote it down. He said, to not do things the way you normally would do things, to walk in it spiritually. Because you're going to normally react, right?
Yeah.
So I'm normally going to react and jump into another job that I would not like, right? I would not be able to do the thing with Steph. I wouldn't have the energy, because then I would have to train from home, and that's a whole different ball game. I need those 8 hours uninterrupted.
Yes.
With no baby. None of that. I mean, when I say I'm baby, I'm kind of baby, you know.
Yeah.
And the Lord's like, nope, just chill out, just chill. Just
I got something better.
Yeah. So it's just trusting that that's the main thing, and realizing that I'm not nothing because of the jobs that are gone. You don't look at those as like that. I was successful in that, and it's like I haven't owned that yet. So that's my new thing. The ownership of the success of all that is just because, like you were saying, Steph, life comes so fast, and it's like you just keeps coming, and you're on to the next, and you never stop and process it.
Yeah.
That is huge, right
there. And you're thinking all this time that I'm lacking, but in reality, you were doing everything for everybody.
Yeah.
You were holding it together.
And you don't even think like that. You're thinking, I'm just nothing.
Yeah.
Because we don't get accolades.
Holding it together for everybody.
Yeah. You don't get gold medals. You don't get athletes. I don't get a paycheck for being. And the paychecks that I was getting were little paychecks. Like I'm looking at people getting money. I'm bringing home $1,000. I'm working at a major university, and it's like I'm doing the right things, but I'm getting the wrong results. And I'm just like, why does this keep happening?
You reminded me that during my after I retired, I actually, because I was still like lost and whatever, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. So I didn't only take except one job. I actually ended up doing 2 different jobs after I retired from American Airlines. And because it was like, next, what's next? I got to do this. I got to.
Right.
And this girl was hating them both.
It wasn't until that second job, because I quit the first one after a little bit over a month. No, it was exactly a month. Because I was like, I would have stayed at American Airlines to deal with that toxicity, right? Then a couple of months later, somebody else called me that I hadn't spoken to in years, that used to know me from American Airlines in New York. And she was like, oh my gosh, I heard you're retired. I think you'd be great to work at this company. Oh my dear God. It was 2 months of like, what am I doing here?
And she's literally saying, Stephanie, what am I doing here?
Like, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself?
To yourself.
Yes.
Your mental health,
yes.
your emotional health, your physical health is so much, it's priceless compared to this meaningless little paycheck and toxicity and BS that you're wanting, you're thinking that you should put up with. And that's when I decided, you know what, God, you're right. I'm so sorry. I started to feel worthless without a job. And it was a reminder of him saying, no, on the contrary, finally take a break for you. Take the sabbatical. This is for you. You have worked your butt off. You have raised 4 adults. You
Yes.
have done enough. You have been an incredible partner, a friend, a lover to
Yes.
her. This is for you now.
I think that's that main thing that most women don't see is
Yeah.
that you have done so much.
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't see the value. We don't see the value in that, Steph.
Because it wasn't valued. It was, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. That's what women do. You can go be the wife, raise a family, da 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 da. And it's like that's what you're supposed to do. But there isn't a value attached to it. Like
Mm-mm.
this is you're raising human beings who are going to be a part of society and
Correct.
affect the world.
Correct.
You're managing a home system.
Yeah.
The same way that I wish our educators, our teachers would get paid, would have these $1 million contracts, the same way these professional athletes. Our teachers should have $1 million contracts. Our parents, our moms should have $1 million contracts because what we do, what we provide, what we instill, what we deposit in these little lives, that is priceless. But we forget.
Because they don't
I don't think
realize
that we
those
forget
little
it.
lives grow up to be
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah. And I don't think it's that we forget it. It's just societal wise, if that's a word.
Yeah, it's never been put in.
Never, ever been considered a CEO job.
No,
Yes.
it's not a matter of forgetting. It's never been even mentioned or thought of.
It's there. Yeah. And you're running a company. Like I said, all those skills that I taught, that God taught me through being home with my kids, I moved that into businesses and was extremely successful. I moved that into the chef stuff, into every single management job, and all of it, and everything was top, all of it. And that was because God trained me all the time. He's training. I think if I were a CEO of like a actual building company or whatever, I would just hire stay-at-home moms.
There you go.
Hey, were you a stay-at-home mom? You're hired.
You know what to do.
You can make it. You can make this work.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
This is why I'm reminded that everything is inside of us. It's already there. We were equipped. We were born and equipped with all the knowledge and the wisdom. We are so powerful, ladies.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that people, if I wanted anybody to take away anything, is that you are so powerful. You are so equipped with everything. There's nothing lacking in you.
Yeah, and that's what he says in the word, right? Nothing.
You just have to believe it.
Nothing lacking. You just
Nothing
have to
missing,
it.
nothing lacking.
Yeah, we just have to accept it. It's already there, and our brains that they don't. It's like their brain is like, I don't get it. That's too simple. That's too simple. And it's just you just have to breathe, man.
Let it be simple. Let it be simple.
It's simple.
It doesn't need to be complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
You're a powerful being.
We are.
And this is like 3 different people, 3 different women with 3 different stories saying the same thing.
States.
You are
3
powerful.
different states. Yeah.
Yes.
My goodness, as a mom, you are a nurse, you are a chef, you are a psychologist, you are
a teacher.
Yes.
You are a counselor.
Yes.
A referee sometimes.
Driver.
Yes.
Referee. Personal assistant. The list goes on.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
You're a cocoon carrier.
Hours. We could go on and on for hours. This has
You
been
carry
so.
a person in you.
Yes.
Think about that, like a person. That's craziness.
Real live one.
I I said to a girlfriend of mine the other day, do you realize that we carried humans in our bodies for years, especially when we have beautiful children? Those are years of carrying, creating, molding, working with God to create this beautiful human. And we did that over and over and over. Are you kidding me? We populated this earth, from crying out loud.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Couldn't have done it without us.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
And now
And
we're
it's like,
stepping into it,
that's
right?
all the Lord wants, That's all the Lord wants, is to be in partnership with someone,
Yes.
for someone to actually recognize that you are my partner.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Together, look what we can do.
Yep.
Man.
Miracles.
Let them work. Man, let them work.
Well, we gotta have Millie back on so we can talk about her new podcast.
Absolutely.
My Spanglish podcast.
The
Yes.
Spanglish wine and chat.
Wine
Yes.
and chat.
I love
Wine and chat.
Don't look for it yet, people. It's not
amazing.
out yet, but it was coming.
It's gonna be amazing.
No pressure at all.
None
No
yet.
pressure, no pressure. Hey, you know what? We'll learn some Spanglish so we can be on the show.
Hey, just 1 or 2 words. You already know. Hola, hola, ¿cómo está?
I do. I know. Hola, ¿cómo está?
There you go.
There we go.
I know that. I can do that.
You can do that. And somebody said, oh, I know another word, toilet. Because
The
it's
baño.
Where is it?
where is the toilet? ¿Dónde está el toilet?
Toilet. Thank you very much.
Oh,
The important things of life. That's all we need to know.
That's it. Millie, thank you so much for taking time out of your day for the second time.
You are such a beautiful, beautiful soul. That's why I love you so much.
Yes.
This has been an honor, honestly, an honor, a privilege that I get to have. I get to do this with you, ladies. This is amazing, beautiful. And the energy, the synergy, the connections, we really are so connected.
We are
connected.
Mm-hmm.
And no, from the bottom of my heart, I have so much gratitude. So just thank you. Simply thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank all of you for joining us here at the Beach House. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. We love you all. And we'll see you on Spotify.
Besitos. That means kisses.